And good morning, humanity. It is August 23rd, 2021. It's our favorite time of the week because it's Mondays with Bev and Paul. And hi, everybody. My name is Paul.
Good morning,
Hi.
everyone.
And that's Bev, if you haven't
And
figured that
Paul.
out yet.
Oh, hi, this is Bev.
You have to forgive Bev. She's preparing to leave Oregon here in the next few days. So
Oh,
her brain is in her bag.
yeah, pretty much.
So hello everyone. We're going to have another great show today. We're going to talk about the space requirements needed for BioTouch.
Wow, isn't that an interesting
Yeah,
concept?
it is. Because I always remember the whole story of meeting Norman and how I always say, I went into that house and I was inundated with smoke. The soaps were playing on the TV. There was no whale music, tingling cymbals, or incense burning.
Right. That about sums it up
Right,
and
and
when we
everybody
think about
always
that.
everybody always laughs
I
because
know.
we have this concept of
Yeah,
healing, and we want to talk about that healing work needs to be a particular space, and if it's not that particular space, then you can't have proper healing work going on. And that reminds me when we were in Mancos, Colorado, and we had a center there, and all these people are around and they're having a joyous time, and people were gathering and laughing. Went into the room with this woman who had done healing works before, and she said, "How come everybody's laughing?" She says, "This doesn't seem like a very good healing center to me if everybody's laughing." And I said, "Well, that's very interesting because that's why we don't call ourselves healers. So let's talk a little bit
exactly.
about this, what kind of space we
Wow.
need.
Yeah, all kinds of thoughts are coming into me. Well, I think we're all at a point where maybe we need to really look at that word healing and what that really means in terms of the body. Because, we're always talking about everything is held in the physical body, but there's other parts to ourselves that if they are out of balance, our mental, our emotional, and of course we don't ever address those with BioTouch because we know that once the body is stimulated into bringing itself into a wholeness, everything else is going to come into that alignment with that. So we don't ever even go there, right?
Right,
We have to remember too that BioTouch is here for us all, for humanity to use. And just in that thought, we know that at least half of the world's population has no idea what healing is or what it means to prepare a space or to, you know, put on certain music and, ask the universe for whatever. People don't do that. So if we really know that this is meant for everyone, then it has to be at that level. So as a practitioner, we don't ever even think about that. I never think about that. You never think
right,
about, none of us ever think about, oh, I got to prepare myself to step in front of another human being and just care about them. That just defeats the whole idea.
right. Let's talk about that in our manual. It says it right here. It says, with a simple intent to help one's fellow human being and proper instruction, assistance may be initiated by any individual. No special talent is required to be effective. Everyone, because of their inherent love and compassion for those who are suffering, can perform these methods without limitation. Without
with,
limitation.
without
It doesn't
limitation.
matter the space. When you were talking about 50% of humanity, the preparing of a space. Well, if you really think about it, everyone has a prepared space because everyone lives in their space.
Yeah,
They're
exactly.
they're their human being. This is their space. This is what they believe in. This is how they live their life. And that doesn't change them being a human being at
No,
all. You
not
know,
at all.
It-
In fact, that's an interesting point, because if you're going to have a concept of a space that you're going to be doing your healing work, which all of a sudden, when you start thinking in those terms, you've already separated yourself from that person that you're here to, you think, fix or heal, or I can do this or I can do that. So already we're there. But that's why that's why we're doing this with BioTouch. BioTouch just says you're already in your space, you're human, and we're going to meet you. It's going to meet you right there where you already are.
right,
There's That's has nothing to do with another person, does not have the power to do that for another person.
right,
This is what we need to remember. We're already empowered in our lives to be healed, whole, whatever you want to say. There's not one other person that can do that for you. BioTouch offers you the opportunity to have the body receive something that it can help itself with. And
right.
I want to say something about that laughter. This is I've always said that BioTouch reminds me, it's so safe and it's so loving. It's almost like when you start doing BioTouch, you enter it, both of you, as a child, in that trusting and that innocence. All the masters have always told us what? Be as a child, laugh, sing, dance, just be who you truly are.
Right.
If you're going to start stifling all that stuff that's inherent in us, that's healing's not going to take place.
Right. It's just going to create more conflict, and and yet it's okay if you want those kinds of things,
Well,
and
yeah,
that's
I
your
mean,
space. Then that's your space.
that's
But
right.
as we teach BioTouch, BioTouch stands on its own. And so, a couple of places that I've done BioTouch or had experiences people tell me about. One of them, which is a great one, is that one of our practitioners, certified practitioners, used to do it in a bar.
Yeah.
And she, was there. There were the dancers in one place, and she was part of the dancing ladies. And yet, for her and her tips, that she would go around and work with these mostly guys who had back aches or neck aches, and would just do it right there. I had another woman who took the class. She was a bartender, and she would work on these guys. They'd be sitting on the stool, and she'd be doing their back set.
I love it.
So that I always am inspired by that one. When you talk about needing a space, I've also done BioTouch. I remember a woman who was at a formal dinner party, and this woman ate some shellfish, and started to swell up. She was having an allergic reaction, and her husband ran out to the car to get the Benadryl or whatever. And somehow, however, I got my finger into that dress and doing that. By the time he came back, within minutes, her allergy had stopped, and the swelling went down. And that was in a formal dinner place. One other place I did it was I was with my brother, and we were at this hotel. And as we're leaving, this was a big football conference, a national football conference in Hawaii. And there were hundreds of people out on this field, and they were all gathered around. And what had happened is a guy was on the ground having an epileptic seizure,
Oh.
and I couldn't leave. So I run out and I run into the middle of this group, and I start doing the greeting, and the headset. Somebody yells out, "Are you a doctor? Are you a doctor?"
Who is that?
And I didn't answer it. And by the time the EMTs came, this guy jumped up, and everything was fine. And I sort of backed away from the whole scene, and people are like, "Who was that guy? Who was that masked woman?"
BioTouch man
so
strikes again.
so those are three examples of how BioTouch can be done anywhere in emergencies. I didn't have to worry about centering myself. I mean, my adrenaline was like running when this
Oh
guy's on the
yeah.
floor flapping around, and it just took off. And all I knew is I just needed these fingers, and it
So
was
the so
awesome.
the beauty is BioTouch meets the need in the moment. That I think that it's such a spontaneous Loving and caring is a very spontaneous, innate part of all of us. When you reach out in that moment, when the need arises, that's what's going on with BioTouch. It's meeting the needs, and there is no intention in that. That's just a knee-jerk reaction to caring about another person. I have something I can do to just help in this moment.
Right.
Which is what we always say. It's about the present moment, being right there.
We have Eileen who just said, I'm usually doing BioTouch poolside.
There you go. Right on.
So let us know if you've done BioTouch, where it is that you've done BioTouch, what kind of space you've created. And also, let's talk about you just were teaching two ladies, and you ended up doing some of the points they just laid down on the floor.
All right. Yeah, it was lovely. We just went up one of their bedrooms, the house I was at, where I'm teaching them some sets of points. They want to know BioTouch before I go. So, yep, that's what happened. I said, well, if you want the lower abdomen, I got to have, I can stand up, whatever. No, I want to lay down. Well, what do you want to do? I'll just lay down on the floor. I'm like, here we go.
Right.
So we all got down on the floor and we were doing BioTouch.
So, what was interesting, your story with working with those ladies, and one of them told you that she just felt that BioTouch was the real deal.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
it wasn't about us. You didn't have to go see somebody. It was about the technique that anybody could do, wasn't it? What she was talking
It
about?
was, I mean, she just really, and this was just yesterday. She says, I have to tell you, I've been to a lot of healers and body workers over the years, paid lots of money. And I just keep saying, you guys offer this on a donation at the center. You can just do it. You can just do it in the moment. There's this amazing trust, not to mention the fact that I can't even tell you my journey of awareness that's happening. She says, you know what? You guys are the real deal. BioTouch is the real deal. It is, I believe you when you say it is here for all of us. What a gift that this foundation has given me. And I just thought, if I don't do anything else up here, when I go, I've left this a lovely gift with this community here. It's yeah, she gets it. We're the real deal.
Wow.
Yeah.
And because of that, because BioTouch is for all humanity, that's why we're talking about the space. It's not required. It's just wherever you are in your being, in who you
Yes.
are.
Right now.
Yes, you don't have to change. You don't have to go looking for it. You don't have to be an all perfect, loving, kind person. It's like I always tell people, even jerks can do BioTouch, and I've proven it. I'm one of the bigger jerks on the planet. Just
Even
ask Bev,
BioTouch
she'll
man,
agree.
huh?
The BioTouch man. We had this little kid who was going to actually create a song. He used to come in with his mom, and mom used to say, "Yeah, hey, Paul's the BioTouch man. Let's sing a song about the BioTouch man."
Oh, that's fun. Okay, Horace.
Yes, Horace, we need a BioTouch man
Horace,
song.
write a BioTouch man song.
So this is why we're always trying to teach BioTouch, so that you can do it wherever you are in whatever situation. And we're going to teach you one today that is so simple but so profoundly effective, because it's working on the neck. And that neck, for most of us nowadays, we're sitting around computers, we're on our phone. I watch people put their phone up, that little phone, and they're like this on their neck. It was bad enough you did that with a regular handset.
Right.
Now you're doing it with
now you're doing
with a little credit card size thing.
Aren't we creative?
So neck can be really important and really simple. It's going to take you just not even a minute to do it. Let's show it, and then we'll talk more about why BioTouch is so profound that it can be done anywhere.
The neck set is used for addressing most headaches, neck pains, and soreness of the upper back. These points are performed in matching fire on the large muscles that run along the back of the neck. Points 1 and 1 are halfway down the neck on the side of the large muscles. Points 2 and 2 are at the top of the neck on the side of the large muscles at the base of the skull. Points 3 and 3 are at the bottom of the neck on the side of the large muscles. As with any set, you may repeat the points as many times as you like. These points may be touched in any order, such as touching points 2, then points 1, and finally points 3.
You know, not only simple, but there's two young children working on each other. I mean,
isn't that wonderful?
You know, kids could do this in school. You know, somebody falls on the playground, they're having an allergy attack. They could do it on their teacher. The teacher can help the kids work with one another. It's bringing the reputation of touch back into society. That touch can be healing. It can be done anywhere. And it's just so inspiring to do.
Unlimited possibilities with BioTouch.
So we have to teach you how to do it. Go to our website, justtouch.com. Download the first 10 pages for free. That'll give you the greeting. Once you do the greeting, you can almost just take those two fingers and touch wherever there's pain or discomfort in the body. You can also do what Eileen did. She just did BioTouch in an 80s revival party Saturday night.
Hey!
A revival party. I'm not really sure what that means, but
she'll have to tell us what that
is. It
is.
sounds like they had a good time.
Yeah.
And had BioTouch. I mean, I've done BioTouch at a birthday party. Somebody
wedding.
I've done it at a wedding. You know, at a little. There was a little area to the side where people could get their BioTouch. So,
right.
I mean, and I've done it at the what are those? The bridesmaid when they're all getting ready.
Oh, yeah.
And actually next week, you're going to meet that woman I did it with. Kai is going to come on because Bev's going to be on the road again.
Yeah.
And so we're going to have Kai and talk about how we worked with BioTouch at her wedding, how she's applied it as a new mama. So join us next Monday as we share her story. We also have our next, on Thursday, Bev will not be with us. We're going to have the infamous Eileen Webster helping us do the workshop. This week is going to be on GERD, hiatal hernia, with Suzanne Schlacks. That'll be Facebook Live, and also YouTube Live at 6 p.m. And then our next virtual training will be Tuesday, September 7th. If you need continuing ed credits, sometimes at the end of the year, you got to start getting them. You better do it now. There's only a couple more classes until the end of the year. You get 8 CE credits for doing that. So justtouch.com is where you can sign up for it. All right. That's it.
That's it.
Just touch wherever you are. That maybe
wherever
can be
you are.
A new line. Put that on our Facebook post. BioTouch wherever you are. Whoever
Perfect.
you are. However you are.
Whenever you are.
And whyever you are.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So, Bev, you have a safe trip.
Thank you.
And
I will
see you in a couple of weeks. And you will be live streaming from Sierra Vista, Arizona this time. So,
yep.
All right. Thank you all very much. And we'll see you all next week.
Have a great week, everyone.
I can feel the pain in sunshine or rain. So it's not caused by the weather, but it doesn't hurt that much after I feel your loving touch and we spend some time together. You take my pain away each and every day. You're an angel from heaven on high. Your butterfly touch helps me heal so much, and I get better as time goes by. You take my pain